It's Brighton TV and this is the match preview for Brighton vs Arsenal. And last week versus Liverpool, we played amazing, we controlled the game and we had so many chances, and just poor finishing was the reason why we didn't get any points versus Liverpool at Anfield. And we restricted their front three so well. Mo Salah, one of the best wingers in the game, we ended up restricting him to only 18 touches. And the previous 3 times, he's been the one to score the opening goal in this fixture. So restricting him to only 18 touches was great. And Dan Burn to do that, magnificent from him. And Liverpool's goals, both of them came from set pieces. But the first one, you couldn't, I don't think the free kick was a foul in the first place. And I think there's a foul in the build-up to that. I think Connolly got fouled by Van Dijk. But anyway, it didn't happen and the ref didn't see it, and VAR can't intervene with stuff like free kicks, so that's that. But the fact that we had 55% of possession at Anfield is incredible, and I think if we repeat that at most teams, we'll end up getting something from the game. And after Boxing Day, we will have played all the big six sides away from home. And I think that definitely sets us up for the next half of the season, where we have all the big six sides at home, where we can get points against them, easily, since obviously it's easier to get points at home than away from home. So that's a good thing for us. And Arsenal, they have sacked Emery, and I was a bit disappointed when I saw that a week before our game. But they're still fragile defensively, and that's where they were weak always. So if we attack them, they will end up conceding. They'll make so many sloppy errors since they don't have that good defenders. So that's what we need to do. Attack them, attack their defenders, and they'll end up making mistakes. And we should be able to capitalise on that. And not only that, Potter has also beaten Arsenal away from home before. In the Europa League with Östersund, he beat Arsenal at the Emirates, so hopefully he can repeat that with Brighton. And the team that I'd play for this match, I'd start Matty Ryan, and I saw some people saying if Ryan was a bit taller, he would have saved both of the set pieces, goals from Van Dijk. But when I was thinking of that, but then I realised that Ryan, he made so many saves throughout the whole game. He kept us in it. He kept it from being 4 or 5-0 at one point. So he made so many great saves. So Ryan's definitely good vet. And also, just because a goalie's tall doesn't mean he's good. Because tall goalies, they get to be able to reach the top corners better than the shorter goalies. But shorter goalies actually reach the bottom corner quicker than the taller goalies. So that's the good thing with Ryan being shorter. He can reach the bottom corners easier. So the height doesn't really matter for the goalkeeper. It's what they do with their skills. And I think a back three versus Arsenal, so we can attack more. And I think the left-sided centre-back should be Dan Burn. As I said, he restricted Mo Salah really well. So Dan Burn in the left-sided centre-back. And on the right-sided centre-back, I think Adam Webster should play there. And I know some people were saying, oh, if Duffy was there, Liverpool wouldn't have scored their goals. And maybe that. But the thing is, Duffy is nowhere near as good on the ball as Webster. And not only that, against fast strikers, against Mo Salah and Mane, Duffy would have not been able to cope with that. But Webster was able to, and that's why I think Webster's better against the faster paced teams. And not only that, Webster did play that amazing through ball to Trossard, and Trossard chipped it over Alisson, and Alisson ended up using his hands to stopping it from going in, but it ended up going in anyway from the free kick. And Lewis Dunk, he has to be there. He's our captain, and he just did a complete captain's performance at Anfield. And that really quick thinking from the free kick was amazing. And I know a lot of Liverpool fans were complaining about that. But Liverpool ended up beating Barcelona on aggregate because of a quick corner. So Brighton doing that, and it didn't actually affect the final result. They shouldn't be complaining about that. And on the wing back side of it, I think Montoya should play in the right wing back because I just think he gets up and down the wing really good, and he's an amazing wing back. He's so good attacking wise, and defensively he's not as good, but I think attacking wise he's better. And compared to Scalotto, who just seems a bit unfit in my opinion, and Scalotto, he goes up and down, but he's less controlled. He doesn't go up there when needed, and he's just not as good defensively, so Montoya there. And on the left wing back, I think it should be Alzate. And I know Bernardo's back in training, but I don't think he will be match fit. So play Alzate there. And Alzate, when he came on, he changed the game versus for us. He played so well, and he ended up creating so many chances. So I think Alzate to play, and he can end up getting into tight spaces if needed. So Alzate is definitely key there. And the middle two, in midfield, centre of midfield, Stevens and Proper. Proper played amazing versus Liverpool. One of the best performances he's done this season. So Proper definitely should play there. And Dale Stevens, he's one yellow card away from suspension. And if he doesn't get a yellow card this game, I would not play him versus Wolves. We need our best players to play versus Palace in the derby. So I think if he wasn't to get a yellow card this game, for him to miss the Wolves game anyway, so then he will definitely play versus Palace, since Palace is the key game for all Brighton fans. You'd rather beat Palace than Wolves. So definitely Stevens, he should play. And if he wasn't to, and he is only one yellow card away from a suspension. And Pascal Gross, I think he should play in the number 10 role against Arsenal because he creates so many chances. And you could say Trossard as well, but I just think Trossard's a better impact sub. So start Gross and then maybe introduce Trossard later on in the match. And then I think Arsenal, they are really weak versus a two-man strike force. So I think we should play a two-man strike force. I think Glenn Murray should play, since Glenn Murray, he's really good in the air, and I think he'll bully the Arsenal centre-backs in the air. So I think Murray definitely should be there. And versus Liverpool, I saw some times where I thought, why don't we whip it in? But it ends up happening that the fact is it was Neil Maupay versus Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk's winning that almost every single time. But now we're playing Arsenal, who have worse centre-backs, and also Murray, who's a lot taller, and he's just really good headering it. So I think Murray should play because he's great hold-up play, and he ends up scoring a lot of his chances, and that's what we haven't been doing. Like, we had quite a few chances versus Liverpool, and we ended up not scoring them. And I think that might be down to it going to the wrong player. Like, Dunk, he had a massive chance versus them, but he ended up making it wide. But if that happened to, let's say, Connolly or Gross or someone like that, I think that would have went in. But since it was Dunk there, it didn't go in. So hopefully when the chance comes, it happens to the right player. And off Glenn Murray, I think it should be Aaron Connolly. And the reason is because Aaron Connolly is faster than Neil Maupay. And that's what I think we should do. Like, people say that Glenn Murray's not fast enough. But if we play Glenn Murray, who's really good target man, with Aaron Connolly, who's one of our fastest players, play them together, and that will be a good contrast. And I think we'll be able to play like that. Murray, like, if we're defending, we can do a long ball to Murray, and Murray will be able to hold it up, maybe do a quick pass to Connolly, and Connolly, he's so quick, and Connolly should be able to get onto the ball and hopefully create a chance from that. So I think Murray and Connolly should play together in the front two. And not only that, Potter will have the chance with that formation to end up switching to a 4-3-3 with Connolly going left wing, Murray being the main striker, and Pascal Gross going right wing. So Potter would have a lot of flexibility in that. And my score predictions for this match, I'm going for 2-1 Brighton. And if you look at last season versus Arsenal at the Emirates, that was our best performance away from home at a Big Six side. So that's why we played really well then. We created a lot of chances and we would have won it if VAR was there, since Arsenal's goal was from a penalty, and that penalty shouldn't have happened because it was a dive, and VAR would have said no penalty. So I think we can get something from this game. We're playing really well football, and Arsenal, they're just in a mess. They don't have a main manager yet. They just have a caretaker manager. Hopefully we can exploit that. And the two people who I think will score for us, I think Clem Murray and Aaron Connolly. Murray, he's going to be so key for us during this festive period, because there's so many games in a short space of time. We're going to need the whole squad. And Murray, he's so good at taking chances away. But of course he's slow, so he can't end up getting onto more chances, but he takes a lot of the chances he gets. So I think Murray will score, and alongside Murray, I think Aaron Connolly also will score. Aaron Connolly versus Liverpool, he didn't do too much, but then again, he was up against the second best player in the world, Virgil van Dijk, who ended up getting second in the Ballon d'Or this year. And for Arsenal, I think it will be Lacazette to score for them. Lacazette just seems to score a lot, so I think he's going to be their main target man. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Brighton TV and follow us on Instagram.